is a serious thing, all jokes aside, since when we had to beg man to stay inside. My wife threatened me with a clout. She say, come inside and don't come out. She had me washing my hands, scrubbing front and back, sanitizing my utensils and my nutsack. But business slow on this COVID front. We just home so she could get all the nuts she want.
Some people might just call the individual Jumbo, but we put in respect on her name, former National Calypso Queen, two-time National Political Monarch, two-time Calypso Monarch finalist. Now put some further respect on this woman's name, since a collaborative effort between herself and Terry Lyons is responsible for winning compositions in the 2020 Calypso Monarch finals. Maria Bhola Paul is her name, and we give thanks that she is joining us this evening. Hello, ma'am. How are you?
Hi, I'm well, thank you. Good evening. Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago.
Really a pleasure to have you here. Now, you've been involved in Calypso for about 3 decades. But for those who think that you just wash your foot and come, give a little history about yourself in Kaiser. Thanks.
Oh, goodness, yes. Actually, 2020 has been 30 years involvement in Calypso. I started at the age of 8, mostly penning my own Calypsos. There was a point in time that I collaborated for a while with Mr. Larry Harewood. And I believe that he has really, really helped me to grow in terms of my compositions. Yes, I've won numerous titles, and I just enjoy singing. I love Calypso. It's just in my DNA.
But it looks as though you also like the performative aspect of it, because you're the person who dressing up like this person. And then when we look and say, but wait now, that's Gigi wife outfit too. So in terms of like putting that kind of effort into that performative aspect of it, how much does that mean to you?
Oh, that's the best village in me. Absolutely best village. I performed with my deceased aunt, Marilyn Raphael, God bless her soul. Her group, Nataks and Stapan Kirtan Mandali, don't bite your tongue, yes. We did many, many years in Best Village, and so the whole theatrics and theater really, really means a lot to me. So I do a lot of research when it comes to my personalities. Most people would not really ask me what I'm singing, you know. They ask me, so who are you going to be this year?
But with that in mind, are you a full-time entertainer? And because it seems as though this is there's a lot of passion, there's a lot of energy that you put into it.
There's a lot of passion. No, actually, I am not a full-time entertainer. I'm probably more of a full-time clown, but I do have a business otherwise. I have a spa, a mobile spa. It's called Let's Party. I also am into decor. I'm a wedding planner, and I do a lot of decor for events and stuff, decor and planning. Yeah, and recently, due to COVID, you know, a lot of us entertainers have had to readjust in many ways. I kind of added an extra aspect to my spa business, and I came up with something called Paint Spa. So it's a sip and paint company that we used to do it, you know, in a personal setting, but now with COVID, we have gone virtual.
And we're getting some images of that, but how does that happen? Take me through the process of saying, okay, well, we're doing this virtually.
Okay, well, what we would do at Paint Spa, we would put the kit together. So we would put together your easel and your canvas and your paints and brushes and everything. Sometimes we do delivery based on where you are at, or people can do pickup. We have various pickup points in Trinidad. We're still going to get to Tobago. We're not forgetting you. We're working on it, right? We have an online tutor that's available. The session is more or less 2 hours. I have two very, very talented sisters, Trisha and Melissa Harry Paul. They're the sisters who are responsible for the online tutoring. So we take you through it step by step. And a lot of people are really, really surprised at the end result, because most people, the first thing they would say is, I can't draw, I can't paint. But we really, really simplify it. And it really is a relaxing, wonderful evening. It's just, you know, some downtime.
Now, the thing is that I've seen some captions where you say that art is cheaper than therapy. Some people would argue that art can also be therapy, but we'll dive back into the sipping and painting in just a bit. And going back, it is Calypso History Month, but outside of Calypso, well, I'm wondering some of your inspirations or Calypso inspirations. These are some of the people you look to, be it the way they flow, be it their writing styles. Who are some of those people that you look at?
Well, definitely as a young girl growing up, singing Sandra was the muse. That was the benchmark. That's who you aim to be like. And I've always had a great level of respect for her and her work to this day. Definitely, I would say Sparrow. I love David Rudder. Absolutely. I don't think there's a song that he has sang that I don't love. And I have to say, one of my all time favorite would be The Mighty Shadow. I think what I love about his compositions is that he says so much in so few words. And I really try to emulate that in my writing of now. Before, and this is something that even Larry, when I was under his tutelage, Larry Harewood, that is, he would have told me, sometimes you're a little too wordy, you're using too many words. You got to break it down, say it in fewer words. And I know that Shadow, that is something that, wow, he had the formula for that.
No, you
The
say
whole
that.
story in 2 lines.
You say that, and I started to think about maestros writing something like Tanti, and but that's another piece of conversation, though. Kaiser Corner, what is that about? And give me a little history. What led you to be doing something like that?
Okay, so as you know, October is Calypso History Month. And last year, I kind of decided I would do some daily blogging. And I wrote about myself and my upbringing in Calypso. And I just wanted to do something different this year. And I said, you know what? It would be nice to find out more about the artists themselves because most of us sometimes we just see them on stage, but we don't really know little in depth things about them. Well, not too in depth. We're not trying to mind the people's whole business. But, simple things like their favorite color and who are the artists that they admire, things like that. What was their high point? What was their low point? And I myself am learning so much from the interviews because you would think that someone's high point may have been when they would have won the Calypso Monarch, and that sometimes is not really what they considered their high point, and you would also be amazed to know what they considered a low point, in terms of their career and stuff. So it's a little nice way to get to know a little more about the artists.
And who are some of the people that you've actually had those conversations with thus far in the Kaiser Corner?
Say again, sorry?
Who are some of the Calypsonians that you've spoken to so far and had them for a little moment in the Kaiser Corner?
Oh, I have, well, just yesterday I spoke with Singing Sandra, as I mentioned. I spoke with Singing Sandra. I interviewed Terry Lyons. Heather McIntosh, well, she said she's going to get back to me today. I'm holding you to that. I also interviewed the reigning National Calypso Queen and the reigning Young King. Yeah, those are some of the personalities. I also have a segment coming up called Where Are They Now? And I won't tell you the people who I'm interviewing, but these were people who were involved in Calypso for a time, and for a long time now they have not been. So we're just going to find out, okay, what have they been up to all these years?
And in terms of finding out what people have been to up to all these years, we're going to not, as you said, not dive in your whole business. But we come back with more, asking some questions. So we are speaking with Maria Bhola. Paul, stay with us, we return. Welcome back. We are in Calypso History Month. Now the budget and budget conversations kind of took some time from speaking with Calypsonians. We're very happy to start the ball rolling with Maria Bhola. Paul, and Maria, you see, it seems as though this year was a year of many things, 2020. This year was also the year that you offered yourself for service as welfare officer candidate. Now, what led you to that kind of, that decision to say, okay, well, I'm going to do it this time around,
Perhaps I would say I was a little disappointed in my own self that I didn't step forward before, but just because 2020 was the year that I actually celebrated 30 years in Calypso. I looked back on it and I was like, girl, you're old like the road. And I really felt that I wanted to really make a contribution. And I felt that the best way that I could probably do that would be to run for a post in our organization, Tuco. And yeah, I was led to do it. I was unsuccessful, but I think that I learned so much in that process, even with people reaching out to me when they knew that I was running for the post, and they were letting me know some of the things that they think that we could improve and restructure, and it really caused me to broaden my way of thinking. And so the work has not stopped. You know, I was unsuccessful there. Um, but I believe that, everything happens for a reason, and it does not decrease the plan or the purpose that God has for my life. And I'm seeing now where I can continue to do, and I can do even more. As we're on the topic, with respect to artists and entertainment, and particularly during this COVID period, entertainers are suffering in silence. A lot of them, I was having that conversation with one this morning, that there are a lot of entertainers who are really having a rough time coping now that we are unable to have a host our shows and various events and stuff. So I decided to use my business, Paint Spa, and collaborate with a few artists who are willing to assist. I created something called, oh, it just flew out of my mind. Can you believe? It's like
Fun
when,
days,
it's
fun
like when you're on
days.
stage and you're performing and you forget your words and you feel any text tempo.
That's when
Right.
some
So
that's when some
anyway,
die just come in. But fun days, I believe.
yeah, thank you so much. You're like the person holding up the placard with the words. Right. Yes. So it's Celebrity Fun Days, and we are kicking it off on Sunday the 18th, and we are starting with the effervescent and beautiful Vonnet Bigford. All right, so it's going to be an evening of sipping, painting, relaxing, chatting, just nice conversation. We will be painting. Bonnet will be painting as well. She already told us that she doesn't know where she will begin and what will end up on the canvas, but nonetheless, she's willing. And the whole purpose of this is to try to raise funds so that we can assist some of the entertainers who do need the assistance at this time.
And how did you decide? Okay, well, these are the people that I'm going to approach. These are the individuals that I want to be part of it, because it's one thing to just paint. The same thing is one thing to perform, but to engage
Yes.
and to be part and bring your audience slash co-painters in. I mean, the sipping might help, but at the same time, you want to keep on making sure that you're making sense.
Yes, of course. I have reached out to some people who I believe, well, I would have seen that they do have a following, which is important because at the end of the day, it is a fundraising. So you want to ensure that the people are interested in who you are presenting. And I'm not just going to be using singers. We are using all types of entertainers, so it's all encompassing. And as I was saying, with respect to even Tuco and my charge and my hope that I would have been able to be the person to represent the welfare for Calypsonians, I'm seeing now where I can move even past that. I can incorporate helping Calypsonians, I can incorporate helping those who are actors and even other artists. It is really blessing my heart that I am able to do something like this. And I really thank God for ideas. It's something that I would always say, God, I am grateful that no matter what comes my way, every time I feel that perhaps there's a stumbling block, you would give me another idea and you would give me another idea. And I just really want to be able to use the ideas to not just assist myself, but to help others, because that's really, really important to me.
And speaking of important, I think it's important that you give us contact information so that people can be a part of Fun Days, be a part of what the Paint Spa has in store for them if they choose to. access the opportunity. So how do people contact you, or how do people get in touch with you for this?
Oh, absolutely. Well, you can contact me. I am on Facebook as Maria Bhola, and we are also on Facebook as Paint Spa, as simple as that, Paint Spa. On Instagram, it's at PaintSpa01, and my contact number 344-9898. That's 344-9898. But as I said, I am on Facebook as Maria Bhola, and you can simply inbox me and reach out to me if you're willing to assist. If you're an entertainer and you would like to assist in the project, that would be great. If you are just a member of the public and you would like to join in one of the sessions, perhaps you would see a flyer with an artist that you really like, and we have some very interesting ones coming up. You can just reach out to me, reach out to us on our page, and we would give you all the information that you would need.
All right, now, so, I mean, talking about process now. So, we've contacted you. How do we go further? So, is it that because we just had a slew of images take place. So we saw when you were packing paints, we saw packages, and what does that package consist of? How does the virtual event take place? Oh, so let me ask it differently.
Yes.
I contact you. Payment may happen online, or I'm not sure. You'll tell me about that as well. But how does that first contact go to me and my 5 people or less painting virtually?
Right. So when you contact us, of course, one of the first things I would ask you is the size of your group. All right. So that we can prepare the number of packages that you would need. The other thing I would need to know is where you're located. Because we are based in Trin City, I would do a lot of deliveries in and around in the East area. We can make arrangements based on if you're further. I've had clients from South, so once we know in advance, we can arrange for you to get the package. We could meet you at a point, or we could organize delivery. There are different things that we can do in that respect. Payments, generally, most people now are online, they can do online payments. Or you can go to the bank and you can do a fast deposit, so you don't have to line up. We really try to avoid the pay when you pick up, because sometimes what would happen, it is business. Sometimes we may prepare the packages, and for whatever reason, something happens and you're not able to come to get it. And then, well, we've already poured the paint and prepared everything for you. So then the business loses, So we really try to do the advance payments and bookings.
And you say there are 2 instructors who take you through the process?
It's 1. We would alternate based on how many sessions. Sometimes we may have more than 1 session a day, so we can alternate the tutors. I am also always very present, assisting and clowning and just ensuring that everyone is having a really good time.
So in the paint packages, you're sending sips too?
Sorry?
Are you sending sips as well in the package?
Well, for a short season, we actually have teamed up with a group called Grassroots Initiative, and they have launched something called cordials, which is something that you would mix with your alcohol, and they are providing us with some samples that we are putting in the packages for you to sample for a short period.
All right, naturally, but I want to thank you very much, Maria, for the work that you're doing in terms of giving to the art form, 1, in terms of allowing people to enjoy themselves, albeit virtually, 2, and 3, just doing stuff for Calypsonians, and in terms of information as well as actual fundraising, because it's so important. Because it's one thing to talk, it's another thing to do. So we want to thank you for the work that you're doing, and thank you for joining us this evening. And on behalf of the entire news team, we want to thank you for joining us, tuning in, and BK Rasta, have a good night.